Welcome everyone. Today is the secrets of getting booked and how to get leads workshop with Salman and me, Chrissy. We're happy to have you, and we're so happy to share what we know and what hopefully gets you more leads and where you understand your clients, much better than maybe you've done before. So we will talk about what practical things you can do, but also, what it's not working and what could be working. Here's our lovely board, Start Getting Leads, and Salman is going to talk you through all of those things. If you have any questions in between, just raise your hand and we can stop. It might be a little bit much, so we're just having a little conversation about leads, and then I'm going to talk about the ideal client. So it's over to you, Salman.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chrissy. And it's an honor first to be here and share this screen with you in the session. Just a side note that I'm still learning in this profession as well, though it's been some years that I've been doing this, but I'm also learning and learning with you guys, learning with the feedback, learning along the way as well. And I'll keep it as brief as possible so you guys don't start snoring while I am giving all this information, because I would hate to do that. And so these are kind of the 6 key points that we will be discussing one by one, starting off with what a lead is, then the type of leads, then we come to the target audience, then the platforms these audience use, then putting up and showing content in these audience, be it a cold outreach through email or more of an organic outreach through your own profiles. And then, creating an automated sales funnel where you can just put yourself, aside from it, and it'll still keep working. So those are all the kind of key points that we will go through this session. And this is probably where Chrissy comes in, and where she's got all the experience of, how to find your ideal persona and the ideal client. So, let's start with the first kind of the basis of all the session, the basis of everything, to understand what a lead really is. And starting off with that, I'd say that anyone, any entity, any organization, or any company who shows a little interest in your business, in your services, in your profile, in you, that can be considered a lead. Now, later on, we'll get to the point that what actual lead it is and how do we kind of position it, but that is a lead as well. So, that is a kind of definition of a lead. And that's why you have different naming conventions when you are identifying leads. So it's sales qualified lead, marketing qualified leads, they're hot leads, warm leads, and cold leads. All these things are in the types of leads. And basically, that is the most simple definition that anyone can tell you about, what a lead really is. And in terms of the importance of, understanding lead and marketing is that around 3.2% of your whole marketing efforts kind of then translates into sales qualified leads. So if you have, 50 leads in your kind of funnel, you've got 50 people reaching out to you. Usually, as a matter of fact, it's 3.2% who actually convert into getting business with you and into doing actual transactions. And another interesting fact from Salesforce was that it takes a person or a business 7 to 8 actions, 7 to 8 touch points from no conversion to convert and do the transaction. So those 7 to 8 touch points would be on your website, could be on your Instagram, could be on your Facebook posts, could be on your emails. But it is kind of a comprehensive process, and that's why you've got different stages in terms of lead engagement, lead attraction, lead nurturing. So you get them completed all these actions, and they end up doing business with you. So coming towards the types of lead, basically, as the name suggests, it's cold, warm, and hot, as easy as it can be said. Any lead, any person, any company who has liked your profile, who has shown interest to you, who has subscribed to your newsletter, and who showed just a bit of interest, that is something that you can consider a cold lead. Now, a cold lead is also a lead that is top of the funnel lead. And to make you guys understand what a funnel is, just imagine an inverted triangle with the base being the top of the funnel, then it's middle of the funnel, and then it's at the bottom of the funnel. Bottom of the funnel are the sales qualified leads, are the leads that actually turn into business. So all these cold leads are that huge container at the above surface where there are so many leads and there's so many people engaging and talking and commenting on your profiles or engaging with you, but not all of them would be converted or would get a result in sales qualified leads. So basically that is cold lead, and then we'll come to later on in terms of how to convert these leads from cold to warm to hot, I mean top of the funnel to middle to bottom. So that is something that we will cover when we're talking about promotion and content production. So those are kind of the types of lead that where that's usually that is those are the terms that are going in the industry and how you are referring them. And it's really important to start making an Excel file, start documenting these leads, because we usually have these leads lying around in our profiles. They're always there, but we never pay attention to them. Even if a person has liked your post, that you should consider them a serious lead for your business. You should take the information out. You should take their profile, their email, their contact details, and everything. Make an Excel file of it, and then reach them out through different mediums as well, through emails, through target them through different, get to know what their pain points are. So it's really important documenting the whole process as well, because that gives you the concrete evidence to take action on. And then you have target audience, basically. And target audience, as it's kind of very apparent, what does it mean? But I think Chrissy can also, enlighten us about title, target audience and the ideal client.
For sure, for sure. And I will go into that a little bit more in detail later. But basically, what a lot of people don't understand is if we don't really understand our customers, then we don't really know how to help them. So the first thing that we really need to do is understanding where they are, what they need, where they're actually spending most of their time, what they're interested in, what are their pain points, and how can we help them to overcome either the pain points or how we get them from A to B to solve a problem for them. So they're not interested in, any kind of tips or anything like that. They want a solution to the problem. And that's what we're going to discuss a little bit later on. So, it's right there. It's the pain points and asking the right questions and obviously how to solve their problem. But, it's something that most people don't go into detail because they think it's not important, but actually it really is important, and we have to see how we can help them. So what I think is important as well is when we, let's say, do a post on social media, is we want them to think like, how did you know that? How did you know that that is my problem? Like, can you mind read? It's basically really important to understand how we can write a post that really interests the person that's reading it. It's not just like a scrolling down to the bottom. It's really like, oh my God, she really understands what I'm talking about, and she really wants to help me to solve this problem. So I'll give you an example of a coach that's very good on Instagram. She is basically talking about the gut and bloating. So she helps people to really go from, okay, a lot of pain in their gut and bloating to feeling much better, having a better diet, and really showing people how to go from A to B. So she understands that her clients are looking for advice on food, on exercises, on what you can do to live a life without bloat. And so we can have a look at your business as well and see maybe where you're at the moment stuck, or where you're not really getting the leads from people because maybe your posts are not really hitting the right audience. So I hang on one second. Yes, Mary.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. So we have this target audience, and then we were talking about hot and warm and cold leads.
Yes.
And so, and then right now we're discussing about the target audience with the example that you're giving, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
And so from within the target audience, anybody that shows any sort of inclination towards our services or our profile becomes a lead, right?
That's right. Exactly.
And to what extent they're showing their interest is that's then how we label them as hot, cold, and warm, right?
That's right. So if it's, let's say we're going to talk about Facebook. Facebook would be, for example, a like on our post. That would be still a cold lead because they're interested, but they're not really sending us a message. But let's say a warm or hot lead would be that person actually being really interested in our post and then sending us a message. So that would be a hot lead.
Okay. So anybody who is already following your page so that he could see all the posts is not a lead, right?
Well, there are leads because they're still watching your content, and like Salman said a minute ago, we want people to obviously see what we are posting 6-7 times because then they can turn into a hot lead.
Okay. That's I just wanted that clarification. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's fine. No, thank you for asking because it's much easier if people ask questions.
Yeah,
So
sure. Thank you.
and again, I think the difference on different platforms is as well that some people feel not how can I say, not ready or not comfortable of actually sending someone a message. They like a post, so they like it, but they wouldn't necessarily send a message. So what I sometimes do in my post is really telling people what to do. People need to be told what to do. So if you say click on this link, or sign up here, or comment on this, people need to be told. And once they're commenting, and let's say you have 3 or 4 interactions with them, they're much more likely to become a hot lead than staying a cold lead. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, no worries. Hello, Salman.
Hello, I am so sorry, guys.
That's
I
okay.
still
Hang on, we can't hear you now.
you know?
Can hear you now.
Yeah, you can.
Yep.
Yeah, I just said that I spilled tea on my laptop and it's
Oh
not
no.
working anymore. So I'm very sorry for that.
Oh no. Never mind. Never mind. You're here. You're here.
I am.
Okay. Do you want me to share the slide now? Right. Let me go to the next slide. Oh, can you see this or not?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I can't make it bigger for some reason. Okay. Never mind. You can see that. So that's the main thing. So, Simon, what we just said was basically your sister was asking how we have cold leads turning into hot leads. So I kind of took over a little bit from you. I hope you don't mind. But just talking about, Facebook and social media, how people go from, let's say, a like or a heart to really having a conversation with us, which will then turn them into hot leads.
Exactly. I think that is where we also talk about a sales funnel, where basically we gather all these leads from different platforms, be it from your email, your personal profiles, and engage through them in the middle. You don't have to, just start asking them for the service or asking them, I mean, what their problems are, but basically letting them know first that you are an authority over this. You are an authority over this kind of business, and they want you to take over their service. I mean, it should be more of an attraction and engagement from them rather than you asking for something. And that is kind of the most um, best way of doing business, because um, it does not leave you or gives a sleazy kind of a um, give you a sleazy kind of a aftertaste of the wholesaling thing. So I mean, what I've done basically, or what I kind of do with clients, is that um, we use emails as well as through our personal profiles. We, as I think Georgia, you mentioned that you gave out posts. You put a post of your probably relevant business, I think, or shared a personal story. Yeah, I'm not sure because I hadn't seen that. But I mean, that is how kind of you start converting your leads, start converting your audience, letting them know that yes, you guys are human, you guys can do mistakes, you guys have a life, but also that you are the expert of this particular domain. So and that's why I guess you would have mentioned, Chrissy, about targeting a niche and targeting is specified market for your
Yeah.
audience. That is real important, because when you know who you are actually targeting, who you are actually producing content for, then it's really easy to understand their pain point and understand what they really need, and kind of hit their pain points, hit the nail on the head, and keep them kind of getting to you.
Yeah.
So that is kind of a procedure. In email marketing, it's kind of more formal, because it depends upon the business that you are in. For example, I did B2B more, right? So I target businesses more, and businesses, you cannot find businesses on just about every platform. They don't use Instagram as much. They won't kind of hire you if you're showing up on Instagram. But for businesses, kind of platforms that are better are LinkedIn. You can do email campaigns to different businesses. Even being an authority on YouTube kind of helps as well, when you are targeting the B2B market. And because it's a more formal market, you gotta do those email campaigns. And I mean, firstly, it's really important not to limit the size of your campaigns or your audience. When you're targeting, for example, a nutrition industry or a fitness industry, you might think that maybe 500 or 200, 300 emails or potential clients are enough, but you should go for at least around, hit that target of around 5,000 emails. That is kind of the hallmark of the number of emails you should have, because as I told you before, we have a funnel, right? And around, from those 5,000, 3.2% would only convert. I mean, that is the maximum conversion that you will have.